just have to rock a little bit to the music. We love our own intro music. Isn't that hilarious? Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. It's Monday. You know what Monday is. It's time for your girls. Dream, do, done. Your accountability broadcast each and every Monday, one-ish. Make sure you put that in your calendar. One-ish. We have coined that our opportunity to talk about process to progress with my phenomenal co-host, the how-to coach, Tamara Hartley, and Serena Brown Travis, the pulpit chick, who's on the road, but we want her to be careful on the road. But, this is the nature of being moms, wives, and business owners, that things happen and we have to make the adjustments when they happen so that we're able to get it all in. We move you from dreaming to doing and getting it done. So welcome back to the show. I cannot believe we're in April. Where did March go? Somebody help me. It's the second quarter. Oh my God. But I'm going to turn it over to my co-host so they can say hello.
So I'll let Serena go, since she might have to jump off, just so she can say hey to you guys.
Absolutely. Well, hello, everyone. I hope you all can hear me. I hope that I'm not freezing, but if I do, I hope it's a cute face.
And then she goes out.
And then she goes out.
So that was y'all's howdy from Serena. So I hope everyone is having a great kickoff to your week. Had a great weekend. Hope that you all did the same. Had a chance to relax a little bit, which was good. But it is track meet season, and I'm all about that track. So I spent one of my days at a track meet, so that was really good. But then my husband, which I'm going to make fun of him on this show because I'm pretty sure he's listening. He had a mishap over the weekend, and we did spend part of our weekend in the emergency room, but it is an injury with the Achilles. A lot of times when we get a little bit older, we have different things that happen to us when we're trying to do some of those regular things. So I won't tell you how he messed it up, but just know that he did, and he is not a happy camper right now. So we got to get through it and work through it. So I'm glad he's okay, definitely. But it was kind of it will laugh at it years to come. Okay, just put it that way.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, don't out our brother with how
outing.
But we're glad that he is okay. So. Yeah. That's the deal. Hey, Tia. Hey, Brashunda. Thank you for joining in and tuning into the show today. So, when you do get to a certain age, you got to watch certain things. We can't do what we used to do and get away with it. That's just the reality, right?
It really is. And that's a hard thing for us to realize as we keep climbing that ladder. Like, ooh, all right. I got to take it easy.
The way your life is set up past 30 is a whole different situation. So you have to recognize that. But we are glad that he's okay. And we know that Serena might be able to jump back in. But like we said, it's the nature of what we do. And that's why there are 3 co-hosts to the show. So we can hold it down at any given time. And let's give it up for, let me see if my applause is working here, for Tamara's hairdo. Woo! I love it. I love it. I love it. Tia said no cartwheels, ma'am. Yeah, no cartwheels when you pass a certain age.
But look, but we find ourselves in situations. I used to be a cheerleader and I had a very high jump. Sometimes these young kids try to challenge you. Sometimes we got to think about coming out of retirement and not do that so quickly. Just go ahead and accept the challenge and let them know you ain't know how I was back in the day, and let that be it.
And let that be it. Exactly, girl, child. I won't even begin to tell you. And I was so accident prone playing sports as a kid until I realized that wasn't my anointing. That wasn't my calling. Like, I ended up in the hospital. So my mother was like, dear Lord, what now? It was always something. Lord have mercy. Hey, Karen. Hey, Myron. How you doing? So we appreciate you all being here. Just real talk. And if you're a person of a certain age, just type a 1 so that we know you understand what we're talking about. And if you're watching the replay, #replay. We won't tell your business and we won't tell you all of ours, but we're glad your husband is okay.
Yes, he is. He is.
So, every week on the show, we have different topics that we focus on. We've been sharing with you, how you can get a copy of our journal, Dream, Do, Done. And if you have not gotten your copy, we're not going to talk about you. We're just going to give you another opportunity to go on ahead and get your copy of Dream, Do, Done. And Brashunda, we thank you for your testimonial on how you've been using the journal and how it's been very helpful for you. So that's a wonderful thing. And for those who have never seen the site before, I'll just give you a show. It's scrolling across the screen, dreamdodone.com. Definitely stay connected so that you get an opportunity to participate in our next masterclass. But if you haven't looked at the journal, I know, Myron, I don't know if this is your first time joining in the show, but you just click on to Amazon and be able to see what's in there. It's a little sneak peek. Like, this is not fluff. This is not a bunch of empty pages. And not to say that there isn't a place for the empty pages, but this gives you an opportunity and a chance to really do some work and to hold yourself accountable. I was trying to show you what am I clicking on? Here we go. All right. Maybe if I could do this right, people. But anyway, you get to see the preview on the inside of it. I'm going to get it fixed right and then show it back to you. But it gives you a chance to look in and figure out if this is something you need to get you from just talking about it to actually doing it. And that's most of the time what we find is that, we have all these dreams, all these desires of things that we want to do. But when it's time to actually execute, we get stuck. We get tripped up. And that's why we made this journal intentionally to be that productivity space for you so that you can do the work, right? So that you can be accountable each and every day for the things. Oh, here we go again. For the things that you say you want, not what we said. It's what you say. So I just want to show you, yes, there's some intros you can learn about us, but I want to get into what we do, right? So you have an affirmation, you have your accountability, you go through your projects, your people, your priorities, your follow-up items, next steps, ideas and inspiration, personal to-do list, to done list. That's something that Tamara brought to the table, right? The things that you've done. And then reflection. Because sometimes we're just doing, and then we don't take time to reflect on what you've learned, the things that you've read. Did you pick up a good book? What are you reading lately? That should be something that you talk about with the people that sit in your front row. So, and look at that. I didn't even realize that quote came up next in the preview.
right when you said front row. But it's so funny because most of my clients that I start with, the people who come to me, the biggest question they have sometimes is they may know what it is they want to do. Some of them don't, but most people know what they want to do. They have no idea what to do, how, where to start, that type of thing. And this journal really kind of gives you that foundation. If you don't know where to start right there. And it starts putting things into perspective, because once you start taking action, that's when you'll start seeing the results. And those actions might change, but something like this allows you to know exactly where to start and how to start, and to break it up, because it's not just all in your mind like, oh, I need to call all these people. No, this actually gives you an opportunity to write it down and check it off. And there's something to that. It's something to that when you're talking about from process to progress, like there's something to tracking, and that's what this journal is. So we are super proud of it, as you can see.
Yeah.
We love it, and we know that it will be helpful for you in your journey.
Absolutely. I'm cracking up because my friend Myron, talking about I'm looking super great, so I'm distracted. Myron, you are too much. See, that's why I need Myron around to keep my self-esteem going.
Look, thank God for the distractions.
Yeah.
Thank God you can be a distraction.
In this new stage in life. Oh, I'm telling you. But today we're going to focus on, every now and then we come across an article or some information that we want to share with you. And we thought about a particular one when we talk about productivity. We're in the second quarter, right? We're at the point now where if you've been utilizing the journal, you've been doing this work, that there should be some results, some things that you're able to measure because you've taken the time to do the work. And Forbes had an article at the top of the year for productivity hacks, right, to kick off 2021 strong. So this is usually the time where we need to figure out how strong is your 2021, right? Because we make all these plans at the top of the year, and then as the year moves on, you either slip into a rut or you're moving forward and being productive. So there's no judgment, just acknowledge where you are and then be able to figure out what's going to work for you. And I love this first one about consolidating your tech. Thousands of businesses took their operations online. They used tech tools and eliminating some of the small tasks. So instead of wasting time switching between applications, what kind of all-in-one platforms can you use that help you gain steam as a business? Now, we talk to business owners here on our broadcast, we talk to professionals, but they're just different tech tools that we hope that you're utilizing, whether you are a small business owner or you're working on a job, because everybody has a zillion things that they are managing in one day. So don't waste time. Like, utilize technology to automate certain tasks so that you can free yourself up to be more sane. That's just the bottom line. What say you, Tamara?
So I am a geek when it comes to that tech stuff. So I really like gadgets, not like applications and software. But what I find a lot of time is that, we always go for that new shiny object or the hottest thing. And we have all of these apps and all of this software, but then we don't use them to their full capability. And so one year, and it wasn't this year, it's been a couple of years when I kind of really looked at my business of how it was structured, what I was using. And I said, you know what? I got a lot of monthly stuff coming out of my account. Let me kind of see and streamline what it is, because even if something is $9.99, like that stuff adds up over time, particularly if you're not using it and you're not using it to its capability. But what I found out was there were quite a few things I could eliminate and consolidate. But then when I started using the full capabilities, I found out I didn't need two of these. I only need one of these. So that really helped me kind of figure out what kind of structure I wanted, which was the easiest, which one I got the most out of. And we really, at the end of the day, always need to be looking at that bottom line. Just because something is $1.99 or it was, free 99, if it takes your time, that's also something you need to look at too. And so I was able to do that a couple of years ago, and it was very, very helpful. So even when I'm working with clients and I have my tech list, I always try to think about who they are, how they use their technology, because you can't use everything Stacy uses if you don't have the know-how or even the time. It might be too consuming with your time to try to figure it out. But I always try to steer people to some of the most easiest things they can use, the most beneficial and efficient, but then also cost savings as well.
Absolutely. And I love that point that you said to check, because $1.99, $9.99, everything adds up. So if it's more that you can put towards the right line items in your business, particularly for the small business owner, and then for the professional, there are things in your house that you want to do. There's, so many resources that you can reallocate those funds to, but it's seeping out every month because you just haven't figured out how to manage your technology. And then there's the taking command of your inbox. This one, Lord,
Come
this
on now,
look,
Jesus.
tell on myself. Look, let me just tell on myself. Look, that inbox is like, but coming up with a system that helps you to manage it will put you in a better position to be more productive. We're talking about dream, do, done. You get stuck if you're not taking action. And if the action isn't productive, then you're not able to see your results. So this is the good one right here about taking command of your inbox and sorting it out. I do something really simple because all of my inboxes have considerable traffic, but I use one particular inbox for like stores or coupons or registering for events, things of that nature. So all of that can stay in one place, and you get to it, you get to it. But your urgent emails need to go into your professional email address, and then you separate it out for other things that you might be involved in so that you have a system. My husband has a system when it comes to email. Look at it once and make an action, either delete it, forward it, answer it, and move on. So that, to me, Tamara, I was like, but wait, I might want to come back, or you might... Girl, he was right. I hate to give him credit for that though, but it's true. And you got to, just like paper, you handle it once, make a decision, and throw it out. And it's hard for the person who wants to look and think about and consider, but then everything gets backed up. What's your hack on the inbox?
So we call that in Ohio, Ohio, only handle it once. Look, I learned that when I was in elementary school, and I'm telling you, I am that person. I don't like to type anything twice. I only deal with it one time. But I like what you said about kind of having different emails for different things. But I also want to talk to the people, because this was my struggle. I also want to talk to the people who, you're on Facebook, you're scrolling and you see all of these beautiful ads, or somebody says something that sparks your interest. Oh, I like how she's doing that. Oh, I want to learn this. And you start signing up for all of these things that come into your inbox, and then you never, ever open them. It's just too much content to consume. So I had to stop doing that. So I actually have a day on my calendar every month. It's kind of at the end of the month. It's like the last Saturday, where I kind of delete stuff out my email. Sometimes I do want to find out something, but other times it's like, you know what? I've never looked at that. I've never opened that. So I'm going to clean it out. I try to keep it clean because it's so much content. So just be wary signing up for any and everything that you don't have time to even think about. And then a lot of those things are conflicting with each other. This coach says this guru says that. So be careful about just running after those shiny objects. Make a commitment. That's why I like Dream Do Done, because we have the three coaches who bring three philosophies that merge together, but you get that feel of, okay, I have my three accountability coaches, and it really makes a difference versus all of this stuff that's out there cluttering up your inbox that you're not going to use. And I do really only check my email once or twice a day, but it's actually on my calendar what time I check it. Now, you know how I am about my calendar. I actually have certain times where I devote looking at email. Every time my phone dings, I don't look at it. I actually turn dings off for emails, because that's not how you want to be distracted all day. Because you would be like, oh, what's that? Oh, what? And then you start reading, you're doing stuff, and then you're looking at the promotions tab. You know how Gmail. Yeah, you know how that goes.
But that's a good point. And we hope that you create a hack for yourself that gets you through, whether it's the time blocks. And we talked about that on a previous show, dealing with productivity, putting the time blocks. Tamara has her office hours. Everybody knows what time not to call her, and setting those times.
Wait, I like saying it too, because I do not take unscheduled phone calls. Now you can call that what you want. I think I'm this, I think I'm that. I do not accept unscheduled phone calls.
And it keeps you productive. It's whatever works. And now, I make my office hours on my calendar link. So if you can't find time during that office hour time, well, we're going to have to wait till next week or the next opportunity. You have to stick to what makes you productive, period, unapologetically. Because at the end of the day, when people drain your time and energy and your resources, you can't show up for yourself. So that brings us right into the third one. Stop multitasking. It's the age-old productivity paradox. The more you try and do, the less you'll actually be able to accomplish. Boom.
Right. I used to think that was a badge of honor, being a multitasker.
Mm-hmm.
I can do all of this at once. Now, you all know, I used to say I could drive down the street. I'm doing homework in the rearview mirror with somebody sitting in the back. I'm eating. I'm taking them to practice. Like, I used to just say, like, that's what a supermom does. I multitask. But at the end of the day, when it comes to productivity, something is lacking, and something's going to be on that back burner and not get done. And then you're going to be disappointed and mad at yourself because you couldn't get everything done. But multitasking is really a distraction.
It is. And, I love that we're challenging that theory, because a lot of people feel they have to put on the super person cape and they can go out there and do 10 things at once. I was guilty of it. I'm not gonna lie. We thought we were doing the thing out here, hustling, grinding, doing, and. Nah. Like, that's not sustainable, and you don't get the most out of anything that you're working on if your attention is splintered. But if you can laser focus for 20 minutes and just knock something out, it's done. Then you go on to the next thing. So you actually get more done with bouts or time blocks or increments of laser focused activity. So the multitasking, don't get caught up. Don't get caught up in the hype, because something is suffering if you're multitasking.
So, and I got a quick challenge for our listeners today. And you'll just be the winner of Dream Do Done if you can do this. If there is anybody out there that can show me and prove to me, I don't care if you recorded, someone else record you, show me that you can go up and down at the same time. And if you can prove that to me, I'm telling you, you're going to be some kind of winner in our book. Show me that you can go up and down at the very same time. Show me that multitask.
Right. And let's see. We will definitely come up with a cash prize for that. Look, I'll put my money on it. But definitely laser focus in incremental periods to get things done will give you better results. And the last one that the article highlighted that we wanted to share is separate home and office, even if you're remote. That's critical, right? Because people have merged everything in this virtual reality that we're living in. And we have to create some boundaries, some parameters, so that where's workspace, where's home space, that you don't really intersect it too much, so that you can have your downtime and really take the downtime. Because I found in the COVID environment, I was telling a girlfriend early on, I was like, wait, what's going on? Like, the week is merging into the weekend. Like, the day don't stop. You start at the crack of dawn and you're still going until XYZ hour at night. That's crazy. Like, we have to talk about this. So I'm so glad that these conversations happen to make sure everyone stays mentally fit. COVID has taken a toll on everyone. There's no one's mental health that hasn't been touched. Just some of us have ways that we're able to cope with it, whether that be through our faith, whether that be through therapy. And therapy is not a bad thing, people. Whatever it is that you need to do to cope, COVID-19 has been a lot on our kids. Even the pets, some of the pets are confused. They were like, yo, why these humans can't get out of here? Like they used to be going for all the day. Now they up in my space. Where they used to roam around. So everybody has had a time and we have to figure out how to separate in a healthy way home and office so we don't get caught up.
Yes. So this is where I have failed miserably. So, even before COVID hit, I was one of those persons who started staying home a lot more. I used to have an office I used to go out to. I had office space, all of that good stuff. And I started doing more and more stuff that was at home because I had this wonderful setup here with like my studio. I wish you could see it if I panned around, like my large screen television, all my lights, everything is here. And then I rearranged the house when we redid it. And so my room, I actually own this downstairs floor. So my living quarters are back over there and my restroom, everything is down here. So it got to a point where it was like, Tamara, are you leaving the floor? Are you going upstairs or outside? And I got really bad with that. So I had to start creating times when I was, outside of this space. But then it got harder because I'm a night owl. And so I would go from office to the bed like really quick without doing much. And so when COVID came and then everybody had to do that, it was like, okay, I'm cool with it. This is my comfort space. So I really have to make sure that, I go out, I ride my bike, I do different things. I have to make sure that I get out of this space because it's very easy to be down here. I call it my creative space. It's easy to be down here, not do much else, but you do have to separate your time. But one of the things I found with working remote, particularly if you went to a building and now you're home, you start earlier and you end later because you're in your comfort space. Sometimes you eat lunch, you can run upstairs or run wherever you need to and get something to eat, and you come back and start working. So if we're not careful, we can burn out because we're really just doing so much work because we're comfortable in the space. We don't have the commute, so it's easy to get started early. We don't have the commute, so okay, let me just finish it. You look up at 7:00. So you have to be intentional about making that space and making that separation. One thing I don't do is take this over into my living side. I don't do that. I'm not, how they show those little memes of people in bed on the online. Yeah. I don't do that. Everything stays put. I can't even move this microphone. So that's a good thing for me.
Oh, exactly. Spaces at a premium, making it hard. But yeah, Celia, it's all a part of it. And that's why we do this podcast, to make sure that we're just reminding you of things that you need to do, giving you some tools that will help you get there, and then holding you accountable to your own success. Like if you're going to do it, you just have to commit to doing it and finding the hacks that work for you. And all the hacks are the things that make you show up better, more productive, move from dreaming to actually doing, to getting it done. Our journal is one of those tools that help you get there, as well as our masterclass and the different ways in which the three of us show up with our brilliance in the world. So we're just glad that you've tuned in today, that this was helpful for you. It is the second quarter. So we're halfway through the first month of the second quarter. So if you haven't gotten it right since January, no judgment, but make a commitment today to start doing more of the things that will get you the results that you desire.
Absolutely. And one of the things that you'll find about all three of us, this show, our workbook, is that it really is very individualized. Even though we're talking about it from, a group experience, it's really for you. We're sharing these hacks. If you cannot separate your day and not take unscheduled phone calls in the daytime, and just by the way, that's really more for me because I'm a talker and I'll be on the phone for hours if someone calls me. So it's better to not accept unscheduled phone calls. But you find what works for you. And that's really what this is all about. When we're talking about balance and things like that, people are killing themselves trying to do what everybody is doing, or they feel bad that Stacey can do this and Stacey can separate this. Find your own unique balance and do what's good for you. Take some of these things, make it your own. This book, this workbook, you really have an opportunity, even though it's a set agenda every week, you can still make it your own. There's special places in there for you to be who you are and to work the way you need to. And really, you have to look at everything that way. There is no one way to find balance. You have to find your unique way. So I hope you take these tips as what they are and don't feel like if you can't do that, that something's wrong with you. You just find another way to get there. But the thing is actually doing it so you can get it done.
Absolutely. Well, whoop, there it is. So, When that commercial came out, my kids were like, "Don't do it." I was like, "Oh, shaka laka, shaka
I
laka."
like that. I'm like, how come I didn't go out for that commercial? Because I could do that kid and play part.
We showing our age. We showing our age and embarrassing our children all the time. They're like, "Ma, really? Come
Absolutely.
on." But you gotta laugh. Life has to be fun. We have too much sad things going on. I have 3 funerals this week, so it puts it all in perspective. That at the end of the day, we need to live and live with joy and excitement in the midst of all that we're seeing, because life is a gift. I intend to unwrap mine every day. You know how I like gifts. You know how I like celebrations. So I wake up every day like it's a celebration of another day above ground to get this thing called life right. And we're here, Dream Do Done, to be your accountability partners, 1-ish every Monday afternoon, with a new message, another piece of transformational information, or just a simple reminder of something that you know that you're not doing. No judgment, but we're here to love you on through it, cheer you on down to the finish line, and give you tactical support to get there with our products and our programs. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to turn it over to Tamara to sign us off for today. And of course, Serena she sent her hellos earlier. Because our 1-ish started at 1-ish. It gave her limited time. But Serena, we know you're tuning in and listening. We love you. Go kill it, nail it. That's what you do. And we're just excited to see how all of us are adding our value in the marketplace.
Absolutely. And Stacey, you just said something that inspired me too. When you think about some of this stuff, some of the content that we're sharing, some of the things you read daily, a lot of us don't need new information. Some of us do. We need new information, but there's so much information out there. Sometimes we don't need new information. We just need to apply what we know. And that's what this show is about. It's helping you to apply what you know, maybe sharing some new information, sharing it in a different way that you can actually hear it now. You might be in a different space, a different place in your life to apply some things that you knew way back in the day, but now you're actually at a place where you're ready to receive, accept, and actually apply it. So sometimes it's just about changing your behaviors, getting some new insight, learning a different way. But we're not looking at you like you don't know anything, because we know you know some things. We know you are smart. We know that you have some things in you. As coaches, it's just our job to help bring some of that stuff out. So we appreciate you being here today. Make sure you stay tuned to the website. We are very excited about the masterclass that's coming up. And I'm telling you, you definitely want to get on that wait list. We actually had a working session this morning. We had to push off a little bit because of my wonderful husband and his mishap this morning. But we had it planned today. It was going down at 10 o'clock a.m. We are very serious about bringing you some real things that really move you to where you want to be. So make sure you stay tuned to dreamdodone.com. And I will see you next week. We'll see you next week. And thanks for tuning in.
Bye, everyone. See you next week.